I was in the castle yesterday, and my mind was wandering off, and I was thinking about how would I make a level 100 PvP ranger if I made one. And I was thinking about all the cheap stuff I could exploit, like long shot ballast and an elk skill. And I was going down the armor and weapons, and I got to the quiver slot. And that was like, that's easy. Everyone uses an elemental quiver, right? Has pretty good stats. But I could have sworn that there was another quiver for 100. Because I know that for 180 and 200 there's a pierce quiver that has haste on it. And I checked the shop, and there was another quiver. Just turns out nobody uses it. The stats are really bad. I mean, only 20 pierce, 60 strength, and 20% haste. Well, the 151 has 30% haste, but 20? It's trash. But there's a skill here. Grants a skill that can boost damage by 100 for 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a long time. And 100 damage being a solid boost, I thought maybe it's worth considering for that. So I went out and bought Stonelord a quiver to play around with. And he can use it since there's no class requirement on it, only a level requirement. So all you have to do is just equip the random bow and you can use a classless quiver. But we did immediately run into one problem. See, in order to use this quiver skill, you need to have a bow equipped, so you can't use something like a frost iron weapon in your main hand to buff up with. So that's a little bit of a conflict, but depending on what weapon you use, one or the other will give you more damage. And if you're a ranger, you luck out because you're using a bow anyway. You can use a frost iron bow and this quiver, and then switch to another quiver after that, and another main hand after that, getting a buff from both things. Lucky rangers. Anyway, the skill looks very weird. It's probably a Dragonlord offhand skill icon, either now or before. And it has no description. Very odd, and I guess they didn't care since they didn't think anyone would use it, and they were right. But the point of this 100 damage is to use it on a weapon that's fast to make use of it. But it actually gave me more damage on my obsidian weapon even, just because of how much damage I stacked on Stonelord. But I'll give you a quick little demo of it. So I'm gonna bracelet skill, then axe, and you see I have 900 damage with a diamond sword. And by the way, look at that icon. It's defensive spikes, of all things. Don't know why. But yeah, you can get good DPS out of it if you use a quick weapon. And just a little something I wanted to share with you guys, because that's some real out-of-the-box thinking, but it worked. And the point being here is that if you experiment around with things, especially things that no one would ever try, you might find something useful. That's how Auto Mage was created, and a few other things. And probably animation canceling could fall under that too. But yeah, always worth looking into stuff, because you never know what you'll find.